Stretching your reality means allowing this opportunity in your head to happen. That for many people out there, it is not even, this does not even exist. The thing that you can go up to a woman in any place, to any woman, in any setting, with her mom, with her boyfriend, with her, just maybe not boyfriend, okay, let's say, with a male friends by his side, with, I don't know, on the elevator, in the metro, in the bus, in the queue. For who does this reality exist? Maybe for some madman like us. But what took us to bring us here? It took us the transition. It took us the transition to understand that this is possible. And this required the stretching our reality to allowing this possibility to be possible. And that's where we have the problems of bringing it to people, because there's so much dogma, there's so much stigma holding people in their boxes. We're so used to be held in our boxes. We're programmed to be held in there. But I'm not motivating you to go out and break out of all the rules and just like, yeah, you know, fuck the system. No. Be smart about it. Stretch your reality. Use the tools for that. One of them is called approach. Most of you have it already. Why is this a reality stretcher? Why is it?
As you said before, like for most people, usually they don't know what it is. Not even possible. It was for me like that, like half a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think that was like something possible to just walk up to a woman.
Okay.
So
it's the many options, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's broadening the horizons. It's how much further are you able to stretch your horizons of understanding of what's possible when you have this in hand? True? Anyone else? Just really quickly.
I don't have experience, but I suppose once you can get out of your comfort zone, you can do it again. So it means also stretching your reality.
Sure, absolutely. Getting that into the habit, into the personal trait of being able to do so, of being able to go up to a woman and not only say hi, but also get to connect on a truly deeper level, where you get to see the soul of a person, where you get to express your soul, where you get to touch someone else's soul. This is the moment of truth. And this is so much more valuable than what is initially viewed as pickup, as going up to a woman and getting the sex. This is not what it is for most of us. Yet we do think so, and that's why we are madmen. Because if we do identify ourselves with the desire for sex, this is just because we don't know any better. We don't know that what we actually want is something more deep in that. Some of us might say, I want a girlfriend. I want one girlfriend. I'm not sure if that's what you want either. If we're gonna dive deeper, if we're gonna throw it all out, we're gonna find so many more things. We're gonna find so many more drives, and I'm gonna actually go to my drafts because we had this discussion already. And among the drives to do pickup, what we found was the desperation, the frustration, the necessity to impress, the horniness, the neediness, the validation, the proof, the getting, the fear, the pain. Those were the main motives for us to be discovered in the first place, in this first stage, where a man who doesn't get a woman or cannot possibly get a woman in this society view really goes and gets the woman with these techniques, with this NLP, with this hypnosis things, with this all kinds of crazy things that we started with manipulations. We have those. That's where we started. Doesn't mean that everybody should go through this. Doesn't mean that everybody should go through this to understand that this is not what we want. This is not what is actually driving us. For most of us, for the ones who started with a more or less happy childhoods, for more or less successful lives before pickup, we have at least some of the character traits to keep us on this level of that we don't need to prove, we don't need the validation, not necessarily. We might just want some connection. We might just want some other person to feel us, to be able to express ourselves to some other person, to be able to find adventure with that person, to be curious about some other person, and just breaking through this fear that is holding us from getting to know other person. It doesn't have to be a woman. How many times do you see an interesting person? Just an interesting person, and like you want to go up and say, hey, I want to get to know you. Many times does this happen to you? I wouldn't think so, because this is not what we're usually thinking about. We're allowing ourselves to get to know other person when there's some setting for it. Why not create setting? We're free.